Alright, I'm going to do a little tutorial here on the advanced power problems, and again, they're very similar to the ones that we did before. We're just going to use a different formula in a couple of cases to solve these, but let's get right into it and take a look at the first problem here. It says a 60 watt and 40 watt lamp are connected in parallel across 120 volts. Find the combined resistance of the lamp. So we're looking for the combined resistance. Resistance is R. We've got E. And we've got two powers over here, so we're going to actually add these together. Anytime you have power, you can add them together. Regardless of whether it's series or parallel, power always adds. So we're going to use 100 watts of power, and that's going to be P. And so we've got P, we've got E, and we're trying to find R. Going to the formula wheel for R, we see that it is the square root, it's E squared divided by P. So 120 squared, 120 squared divided by 100, and that is 144. And since we're finding resistance, that's 144 ohms, or 144 Control-Shift-U 03A9. Press the enter key, you'll get the ohm symbol, and that's 144 ohms. All right, let's clear this one away. We'll take a look at the next problem here. Apparently I can't erase the highlighter. There it goes. Okay. What current? So again, we're trying to find the current. And current is I. And it flows through a heater of a power tube, which has a resistance of 4 ohms. So resistance is R. And uses 10.4 watts of power. So that's P. And so let's look at the formula here for I when we know P and R. If you're getting these problems wrong, it's probably because of the order of operations that you're using. So I see that all the time, especially on a calculator. I equals the square root of P divided by R. Now, if you remember your order of operations, most of you know that you do parentheses first. You might not remember that the square root symbol is the same as parentheses, or at least it's treated the same as parentheses. And so you have to enclose what's underneath here in parentheses. And if you're using your cell phone calculator, that's probably what's wrong, or even just a regular calculator. The square root symbol has to have what you're doing underneath it in the parentheses, or you have to do the division first and then take the square root of your quotient that you get when you divide. But on the Google calculator, and another reason that I kind of like it, if we clear this out and we hit the square root key, it automatically puts the parentheses in for you, so you don't have to go over here and hit the parentheses keys. On most calculators, you would have to hit the parentheses keys. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now we're going to put in our P, and our P is 10.24, and we're going to divide that by 4 ohms. So we're going to put in our 4, and we're going to hit equals, and we get 1.6, and we're trying to find current, so that's going to be 1.6. And what would you put after that for current? You would put an A, 4 amps, and that's the way that you would do that problem. Okay, let's do one more here. We'll clear this away. A lot of erasing. Writing with a mouse is not real easy. Okay. All right, we'll scroll this down. All right. Let's take a look at this one down here. What voltage is necessary to operate a 600 watt neon sign whose resistance is 20 ohms? So what is the voltage? And again, voltage is E. So that's your first step. Make sure you know what you're looking for. And then your 600 watts is your P, and your resistance is R. And so now you've got E, you've got P, you've got R, and you're going to solve for E. Go to your wheel, here's E, and we're looking at the square root of P times R. Again, this has got to be in parentheses here, P times R. You've got to do that before you take the square root. Fortunately, the calculator takes care of that for you, at least the Google calculator will. You do the square root, and we're going to do P times R. So that is 600 times 20. And we hit equals. and it's 109.54 whatever. Remember, you're going to round to one decimal place, so that is going to be 109.5, and that's going to be a voltage, so that's V for volts. All right, so if you're having any trouble with the calculator, your metric prefixes, or doing any of these problems, just send me an email, and I'll either call you or I'll send you some examples and see if you can't get where you can do these. So again, just let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.